Well, hello, happy people. Welcome back to my channel. That's if you've ever been here, or if anybody's even watching. Let's put it that way. As I said, this is something I created this channel mainly for myself, just to something that I can look back on in future years, so I can look back on my stay in the USA, and maybe some of my friends back home and some of the other bowlers might be interested in what it's like for an Englishman trying to bowl against high-level competition in the USA. So yeah, this is my first event on the 2024 PBA Regional Tour, PBA50, sorry. And yeah, it went okay. Not going to bore you with the game by game scoring, although I'd like to run through every game, every frame, as all bowlers do, but the video will be about 7 hours long and no one will watch it. So I know what I did in my head. There's a big overview of all the scores. I'll just run through some of that quickly so we don't make this video too long. The rest of the video is my normal little clips that I make leaving the house in the morning. There's one on the motorway on the way down there. There's one when I arrive. Then there's the step ladder final for the PBA guys and the PBA50 guys on the video. And then at the end, I've got a little video clip about 3 minutes long of my thoughts on the way home. So that's it. I'm going to try and keep it short and sweet. So yeah, let's get into it then, shall we? So first of all, probably the most important part was the oil pattern. This was the Wayne Webb, which is 38 feet, 2.5 to 1 ratio. Which typically would mean that the gutter would be in play, and being pretty flat, urethane would be in play too. And that is, in fact, what it was. Majority of people played urethane. No. Let me rephrase that. So when we did the practice session, we were all bundled together, all the adults and all the seniors, and it's a very big mixed group of people. From people trying out for the very first time, like myself, seasoned professionals, good amateurs all round, and some beginners as well. So I would say predominantly amongst the seniors, the 50+ guys, I've got to get the American term, the PBA50 guys, those that qualified predominantly, especially for the match play, use urethane. However, for the adults, those that made the match play, predominantly, from what I saw, used polish. Looked like polish, or at least 3,000-4,000 on big rolly balls. And they played a whole zone, actually 3 or 4 zones left of where we would have played. Interestingly enough, the scores weren't 1,000 miles apart between the regular PBA guys and the PBA50 guys. The cuts were more or less the same for each squad. Obviously, if we were combined together, that would be totally different. We wouldn't be able to play where we want to play, and they would probably wouldn't be able to play where they wanted to play if we were all throwing urethane. Anyway, all hypothetical, doesn't really matter. Oh, so I don't know why I mentioned it, because I like to talk. Okay, so let's quickly run into this. Oh, by the way, if you want to, I'm just going to make the video longer, Paul. If you're curious about what's going on and how to find the events that I'm involved in, or any other events for that matter on the regional stuff, on the PBA50, don't click on the PBA50 stuff. That is the regular PBA50 National Tour. I have entered one event so far, which is the US Masters. And maybe, just maybe, there's one closer by, I might enter another one. Although speaking to a friend of mine on the weekend, he's entered the World Series of Bowling, the Senior World Series of Bowling, which is 3 events, I think in June or July in Jacksonville. And I'm tempted to enter that as well as my other bucket list items on the PBA National Tour. But for now, just sticking to the PBA Regional Tour, even for the 50 guys, you click on this link. I live in the Northwest. I might enter one in the West if it's close enough and if I'm doing reasonably well on this and I'm looking for something else. But for now, I'm just going to stick to the Northwest. And then if you scroll down, you'll find the PBA and the PBA50. PBA and the PBA50. They're normally at the exact same venues, same weekend, everything. Okay, so this was the PBA50 Caveman Bowl Classic. Next event that I've entered so far is the PBA Strikers Open. PBA50 Strikers Classic, sorry, that's the PBA. That's in Arlington, Washington, which is about a 4-hour drive from here, I think. I just guessed that as well. It's way up past Seattle, I think. That'll be that one, and I'll probably do the Lebanon as well. After that, I'm not sure where we are in terms of the holidays and everything else. So yeah, so you click on more info on the event that I was in, and then this gives you everything that you need to know. So qualifier rounds, there was 50 odd players, 58. I think it was meant to be 60. So anyway, 58 players. I think there's 5 to a pair. And yeah, top 16 was the cut. Cut was Michael Kennedy, 4 pins. So well done, Michael. You've got to be in it to win it, and he did just enough to make it. I didn't do much better. What's that? 7 pins from the cut. Mixed emotions about the qualifying. I started off really well. I was 85 over after the first 3, which left me in the top 3 at that point. And then, in fact, after the first 4, I was still 85 over. So yeah, the last 2 games a bit of a nightmare. I had both end pairs. So I started on 11 and 12, and then just moved a few lanes up until lane 23 and 24, which I got a 250 on, and then I moved to lane 1 and 2. Which I had 74 in the 5th frame, had to change boards, got lucky and struck out for a 2-0. So yeah, not sure why some people get to play on both end pairs. I think that might be slightly unfair. I don't know if it's a jinx in the Matrix or something like that. It doesn't seem right to me anyway that some people should play both end pairs and not everyone. You should just either play one or the other. Because sometimes there's a massive difference, but I guess you can't always fit everything in, so there might be a reason behind it, and I guess you just have to deal with it, which ultimately I did. I managed to qualify, so that's all that matters. Other players of interest, last year's West region winner, last year's Northwest region winner. I don't really know the rest of these guys. I'm just starting to meet them now. I think Blaine's won a few other events. Is one of my other videos. He's won a couple of the Northwest senior stuff, I think, and I don't know the other guys. So yeah, moving on because this is dragging on already. Clyde was a top qualifier, and from this we go into the next round, which is called the Advancer round. In some events it's called the Cashers round. So the top 16 would then be cut down to the top 8. And interesting enough, this poor Clyde guy, he went from 1st to 9th, so I'm not exactly sure what happened to him. But yeah, the urethane, with all the urethane going down the lanes over the weekend, the lanes weren't exactly as easy as some urethane plays sometimes. Oddly with the 78D, there can be some under-over issues. I certainly found that in my first game. On the first day, I had to grind out 190. You know, when you play, you do the first 10 minutes of practice and you're completely clueless during those 10 minutes. You're like, I've got no idea. I know I have to throw urethane, but I can't make it work. What's plan B? Bit of surface and just try and grind it out. So I ground out at 190. Moved on. Lanes came to me a little bit more favorably, and I paid a little bit better and managed to scrape in. Anyway, so in this round, I moved from 13th up into 8th. I had a high game of 269 in that, which really helped a lot. It was the third of the fourth game total. So the third game was a big game, put me above the bubble for a change, so I wasn't sitting on the bubble. I knew I was close, but I think I had enough gap. I realized that I just needed to shoot even in that last game, and I should be through. And in the end, I shot a 195. Got stuck with like I always do, at a key moment. Should I change? Shouldn't I change? And knowing that I was around the bubble, if I was even, I'd make it. I decided not to, and just grind out the 190. Turns out I was right, but I need to get better at making decisions. Need to grow a pair, as they say. Anyway, so I made that. Got a new leader this time, Sean. And as I say, I don't really know these guys. Michael Kelly moved up from 16th all the way up to 5th, which is pretty good. And I think which was in 4th and stayed in 4th. Then we move on to match play. So as I say, the top 8 had to move into match play. I had a terrible start with a 160 something game to lose that, and then I won the next 4 matches, then lost the last 2, so I ended up winning 4-3, 120 points. At one point, I was pretty close to the bubble after 3 for the top 3, because the top 3 play in a step ladder final. I was pretty close. I think I was 20 pins behind, 10 pins behind after my 3rd or 4th game. Excuse me. Anyway, that doesn't matter. I ended up in 6th position for the match play round, for the position round, sorry. And then in the position round, I played Rich Corwin. Michael Kennedy was in 7th or 8th. He played Ross Hunt. So Michael Kennedy beat Ross Hunt with a great last game. I think it was a 250. So he leapfrogged myself and Rich. I beat Rich, which means I then leapfrogged him, and that was the final order. This was a step ladder. And at this point, I was still using urethane. I think for the first 3 games is when I played Rich in the first match before the position round. I noticed he was playing with looked like a pearl or a polished solid. I think it was the 1 ebonite ball. And I saw where he was throwing it, and I thought, well, I don't think I can throw it there. I don't want to go to polish just yet. So I decided to throw the new, a zone slightly right where he was throwing his polish. I knew if I threw the new, I wouldn't leave 2 10s, and that was what I was scared of moving a little bit too far left with reactive polish. You're just going to get 2 10s all day. Well, I know I am on a flat pattern with carry down. You're just begging for 2 10s. So unless you can split boards, which I can't on a regular basis, you're looking at just 2 10s steady all day. So yeah, I stayed away from that. Couldn't miss the pocket, funny enough, but also couldn't carry. So it was a long grind. And yeah, that's where I ended. That's really the end of the story, really. Nothing more exciting to say than that. Then it was the actual brackets. Sorry, the step ladder. I don't know why that's there. No, that doesn't make it. Let's just quickly go. Sorry, I'm going to bore you now with the scoring. Not going to go into all the details. Let's just go into the. What's this? Is that right? Yeah, that's it. So in the first match, it was Aaron and Joe, 206 to 214, pretty close. And then in the final match, Sean and Joe. Joe had an amazing game, 253. And ended up being a champion for his first title. He had a big emotional finish. I tried to capture some of it in the video, although I'm not sure if I cut it out to try and keep the video short. But he was in tears at the end, which is wonderful to see. You can see he put a lot of heart and soul into his first. I don't know if it's his first one. I'm going to guess it is, because yeah, he was really emotional at the end. And well done, Joe. Epic bowling. So that's it, really. Don't want to bore you with much more, although I've already spoken for 12 blinking minutes. I only wanted to do 5. So yeah. The rest of the video now will be me talking bollards on the way down to Oregon. Then you'll see the stepladder finals themselves. It's not the full final, a couple of clips. The PBA guys, oh goodness, what's his name now? Josh Blanchard. You might know him, he's won a PBA title. I think he wrote a book about concentration. Interesting fact. I think that's where I first heard this, is that you actually only spend a total of about 11 minutes in a 6 or 8 game block actually on the approach. So that's all you really need to concentrate for, is for 6 minutes. Sorry, 11 minutes. That's how much I can concentrate. For a maximum of 11 minutes, because you don't need to concentrate while you're off the approach. You know what I mean? But to get into full concentration mode, it's only 11 minutes for the whole friggin' day. And why can't I do that? Anyway, mixed emotions. Happy and annoyed with myself, because well, I'm pleased that I managed to grind out on a tough day. Disappointed on the other days. And maybe I could have got a better score and finished higher up. Who knows? But first one, as I said, only my 3rd sport event in, what, 8 months. So hopefully things can only get better. Next one's on Viper in 2 weeks in Washington, in Arlington, Washington. So I shall see you in that one, guys. Yeah. Enjoy the rest of the video. See ya, bye.
Right, good morning, happy people. I am on my way to Grants Pass in southern Oregon. I think it's on the California border. It's about a 4-hour drive. It is now, what is it now, 9:43. I wanted to leave at 9:30, so not too bad for me, I guess. As I get older, I get slower. So yeah, schoolboy error once more. I forgot to put fuel in. Well, I didn't forget, I've just come back from Vegas, and the Grand Canyon, so it's the first time I'm in the car. Not bowled for a week, so yeah, not the best preparation you can have in the world. But hey, anyway, going back to the schoolboy error, I have no fuel. So we'll put some fuel in, I'll pause the video, and yeah, have a little bit of a chat on the way down there. And yeah, poop in my pants. Stop recording. Hello, happy people. You got my ugly face now. Although there are some beautiful mountains out that way. You probably can't see them anyway. Yeah, where are we? We're on the I-5. Boom! Canada to Mexico, baby. No, we're turning off in about 132 miles. Scheduled to arrive at 1:30 at Caveman Bowl. The first event on the PBA50. Or actually the PBA regionals in the northwest. So they combine the 50s with the normal adults. We bowl in the morning, they bowl after us. We have a practice session this afternoon at 3, which I really need because I'm not bowled all week. Yeah, spring break. Took a flight out to Vegas with the kids. Hired a car, drove right the way around the Grand Canyon. Stopped at Zion National Park. Beautiful part of the world, and then flew back last night. Got home about 8:30. So yeah, not the best preparation in the universe. It's what it is. Got to deal with it. Where are we? A bit of traffic. Yeah, not too bad. Got a nice package in the post this morning. In fact, I got 2 nice packages in the post this morning. First one from John Bosch, my good buddy back home, John. Sent me 2 Jopo slugs, which I was in urgent need of. Thank you, John, really appreciate that, buddy. Wow, thanks, man. Obviously to Bowling Gear as well, the pro shop. Frankie's Bowling Alley, Niels, Marcel, Frank, thanks guys, thank you so much, appreciate that. Yeah, I needed those 2 slugs as I only have 1 slug at the moment. So yeah, thanks guys. And the other package was my shirts. I finally got some new shirts. As you guys know, I've been an Odin guy for the last couple of years. Unfortunately, Odin is not part of the PBA. Sorry, not sponsored on the PBA, so I can't use those shirts. Or registered on the PBA, so I can't use those shirts. So I tried to find another vendor. I got let down, and in the last minute, Rich Corwin reached out and yeah, sorted it out for me. I went with Jersey Alley. So thanks Rich Corwin for sorting that out, and thanks to Patrick from Jersey Alley for turning those shirts around so quickly. Really appreciate it. Shirts arrived this morning just in time. Thanks guys. They look great, by the way. Feel really good. So yeah, if anything, I'll look good on those lanes. They're never gonna bowl good though. Anyway, before I start talking more bollards, I shall leave you with this happy thought. See ya. I think that's Grant's Pass down there. Just pulling off the exit.
In half a mile, keep right at the fork, follow signs for Grants Pass, Crescent City.
Well, I've got the sat-nav tuned into the bowling alley, but I think I'm going to try the hotel. Anyway, this is Grants Pass. And there's the hotel, straight ahead. Woohoo! Final match. Really good bowler.
Nobody wants to see that.
Needed that one. Stay alive. I think this means he's one of the seniors. Yeah, great shot. Great shot.
Let's go.
Yeah. Use this one. Clutch. Nice. Well done, buddy. Alright, needs to shove up.
He didn't get to work.
In the seniors, final score 253, and the other fellow strikes out 201. So, wow, epic. It's emotional. Hello, happy people. Smiley face is still on, although I do have kind of mixed emotions. Tough grind today, really tough. A lot more guys using urethane, so the fronts were drying up pretty quick, obviously, and the backs were a lot of carry down. So tricky day indeed. But I survived. I managed to make it from 13th place into the top 8. And from there, I managed to make it into the... I didn't manage to make it anything from there. What am I talking about? I managed to move up to 6th place. Tough as nails, though. Tough as nails out there. I don't think I've bowled better in the States since I've been here. Just couldn't score. First game was shocking, but after that, I mean, I was pretty solid. Only strikes and 9s for the most part, and a couple of splits. So I think I had a couple of open frames in 7 games for 190s and low 2-0s and 1-230. So disappointed, because at one point I was just off the cut for the top 3. I managed to pull myself back in within a couple of pins, I think. But yeah, it is what it is, eh? You need to find ways to knock out the corners, and I think part of me just wanted to play safe and just take the 9 rather than, I don't know, take a gamble and do something. In the bag it was really tricky to find what ball I could use in the bag after urethane. Obviously I stayed with urethane too long, I think most people did, and then that step inside is the dangerous decision, because all that carry down, what's going to get through it. And I saw a couple of guys with polish, and they were all over the show. 210s, Brooklyns, light swishers. Yeah, it was really tricky. I stuck with the Hammer New, the not urethane ball, and I honestly couldn't miss the pocket. Apart from the odd occasion, I think I had 1 Brooklyn. I just got 9s and strikes. Just couldn't string enough strikes together to get me up. So anyway, I won 5 of the 8 match play games, so shouldn't complain. Yeah, I should be happy. I am, but you know, part of me is a little bit disappointed because I was super focused today. You know, it's just one of those days when you feel you're gonna have a good day, and I just didn't take advantage of that mental aspect. I think my physical game let me down today, which is quite good because normally my mental game lets me down. So we shouldn't take away too many negatives and just look at all the positives. And yeah, my first event in the USA on the proper PBA, well, the PBA50 regional, which is quite for me, it's quite a serious event, and there are, you know, really good players. So to finish 6th in my first one, I'll take that. And of course, I'll take the check as well, which is falling on the floor. Oh, there's my check. Anyway, I'm going to put all these clips together and bore you all to death on my YouTube channel. So I shall do that when I get home. Well, not tonight, because I've got a 4-hour drive now back to Portland. It is now, what, 3:20. I should get home around about 7, maybe half 7 if I stop. Well, it will be half 7 if I don't stop. So yeah, bit of a drive. Luckily it's going to be one of those drives where I'm not beating myself up. So yeah, happy. Right, catch you later. Stop recording.